So hello and welcome everyone. A slightly different video today as I feel it's good to change things up. And I wanted to take a break from the films this week, and nature keeps me sane. Nature is a very good thing to be in. So today I'm going to discuss the heart and the ego. As we move forward in this intense time, it's important we know where we are emotionally operating from. Over years of programming, the ego and the heart have been heavily distorted and yet blurred to where often people operate from their negative egos, especially in the Western spiritual belief systems. So what is the ego? Your ego is your identity, your false self, the person you become so others like you, admire who you are. It's what our mind tells ourselves we are or who others believe we are. It is part of the human psyche that experiences the outside world and reacts to it. Operating from survival, accumulation and success. This is a fight or flight mechanism which we have lived in for a very long time. The ego isn't all bad and can be used positively, helping us develop the true self. It's a great organizer, but only when we are aware to it. When we operate purely from the ego, it divides us from our heart, the true self, and when the system we live in is ego driven, it's sometimes difficult to find the true heart of the self. So what is the heart? It's the core, the engine moving the blood around your body, the life to your physical body. Emotionally, it drives your passions, your desires, it motivates you. That is why you have sayings come from your heart, or when we follow our dreams, we follow our heart. Although the heart is a muscular organ that physically pushes blood around your body, there is an unexplained energetics to the heart in modern science, as it is a powerful instrument to physically changing any situation. It's a generator, it's an intuitive muscle that will create energy in your body to overcome obstacles that stop you from becoming who you are. And when humans collectively come together and operate from their hearts, you will see great positive change unless the ego intercepts and tells us otherwise. We can sometimes believe that we are following the heart because it's for a good cause, a better situation. But we often get tricked by the inversion, the distorted view, because we are programmed to stay in the ego and not listen to the intuitive heart muscle. Also, being a muscle means the healthier and more you exercise, the more your heart will grow and become stronger. The heart is the first organ to develop in the human body and in the womb. So it's the core, the main piece, the instrument to the body. Then all the other organs and body develop after that. The tongue is the only organ inside the body you can move out of the body from your mouth where you speak. It helps you pronounce, tone and the vibration of word sounds. Without it, you would sound pretty weird. So ultimately, the tongue is speaking the inner language of the self, the dialogue of the body. It's the voice of the inner self. This is the reason why words are so powerful and a reason why words are spelt or spelling, because words are actually a spell. How they are spoken in tone suggestion are giving your subconscious information in how you will react to the environment you are in. Words are very powerful, so it's good to be aware of what you speak. But it works the other way, as our bodies are responding through the senses, sounds, words we hear in films, televisions, media, entertainment, alternative news even. So when we sit down unaware to it, these sounds, tones, images are programming our bodies, making us react from our egos, the ego consciousness. Very few people question where words come from, and they program themselves to not even believe how powerful words are. So imagine you're unaware to these sounds, vibrations, tones, and you're just watching the news, these adverts, your favorite soaps, and then you have this awful fear projected into your mind. So, and to make it worse, people are eating awful foods which intoxicates the body, allowing all sorts to enter into their subconscious. There is a much deeper scientific understanding to what the heart is, as it's not just simply a blood pump. The heart activity affects your mental state, creativity, emotional state, intuition, and achievements. The more we evolve as humans, we see the heart is actually an information processor with its own way of thinking, a guidance system if we choose to listen or can find the space to listen. Through research, they have discovered that the heart has a magnetic field that radiates outside the body that carries information, linking us with people in incredible ways. Them freaky moments, you just kind of walking along the street and someone turns up. It's those intuitive moments that your heart is being activated. Over the last 50 years, the New Age movement has been distorting the heart and the ego, creating lots of fake gurus that are all ego driven, only wanting the fame and fortune to control and abuse people. Even the nature of following the gurus of itself isn't useful, as you should only trust yourself and your own inner voice. As we evolve with our information, our consciousness is expanding, so reconnecting to spirituality is very real. It's not some woo-woo idea. It's vital for our development, but we can't operate from the ego or from fake teachers. The darker powers of this world know they need to trend to keep the people following. So they create fake movements that unfortunately most are programmed into. People then attend these courses getting a distorted view yet again on what spirituality actually is, when we are naturally spiritual and it's actually a matter of dismantling our egos. We live in a five-sense reality with many, many more senses. Two of the main senses, sight and sound, that react with our emotions to what we see and hear. Our egos will mainly operate within these two senses, which determine most of our decision making, unless you are aware of it. So how can we dismantle this ego and use it correctly? The ego is not going away, so we have to find the balance. Number one is take responsibility for your situation. Somewhere, somehow, you have put yourself in this situation. Good or bad, you created it. So if you put yourself there, you can also find a way out. And that can be very hard and isn't easy. And it will take time to find your goals and see your dreams. But with taking the responsibility, you will then stop regretting and feel happy with getting to where you are now. This can be a very painful process, but in the long term, it will heal whatever needs to be healed. Often the egos we build in our lives are often protecting us from early traumas, which can be hard to accept. But again, responsibility and forgiveness is the key. Move on. This life is too short to live from the ego, and much, much more exciting when you come from your heart. So if you don't already, why not give it a go? So thank you everyone for watching and all your support. The films will be back shortly. Please like, comment and share this video with anyone who might find it interesting or useful. You can also join my Patreon and help me develop the films to another level. I love and appreciate all of you. Look after yourselves and I'll see you next week.